push-up series is an intermediate exercise, and we do 3 to 5 push-ups for 1 to 3 sets. This is a big challenge for the upper body, and it will build strength. It will build an ability to hold the body against gravity. It will help to stretch the posterior chain, and it will improve posture. The initiation, or the setup actually, we've come right out of the seal, we've pivoted, and we're in our setup. We're in our Greek column here with everything stacked one above the other and perfect posture. The exercise begins with a head nod. So she nods her head and her arms aren't moving. So let's do that again. So only the head nods. And then we start as though we're rolling off a wall to roll, keeping the hips over the heels. So she did that beautifully. Once we're down on the floor, the hands are even and they're flat. If a student can't get their hands flat, don't let them work on their thumbs and fingers. Have them bend their knees. But since she can, we will. So she's looking into her powerhouse, and she takes a long step out right, a longer step out left, and then both hands come together with the shoulders directly over the wrists. All the key points of the leg pull front come into play here because that is this position. To execute the push-up, she bends her elbows, keeping them close to the sides, and comes up. And the head stays in line with the spine as she goes, so there's no kissing the mat, and the elbows stay close, grazing the ribs. To come back in, she draws her head in, draws the abs in, gets round, and curls in, rounder, get rounder, rounder, rounder. And then to come up, she pulls the sits bones down to the heels, presses the back of the thigh into the front of the thigh, and returns all the way up. Go ahead and rest for a minute, Emily. So precision points on this. As Emily goes out and in, she's pulling from the powerhouse to create length and opposition and to keep the box square. So it's, if you think, if I put a paint line down from her nose all the way through the intersection of her heels, that paint line is going to come right down the middle of the reformer, and it isn't going to be rocking back and forth. So we try to really hold everything together, bolting the hips together, pulling everything into the center line to steer out straight and long. The push-ups, go ahead and put your arms up. As she bends her elbows and grazes to the ribs, this is it. Go ahead and come back farther. You don't let your students come all the way back here and bump their chest to the floor. That isn't it. So protect the shoulder joint by coming into a position where the elbow comes to the midrib and then pushes away. To draw the body back in, again, the initiation starts with the head and it's very round and deep. Let's look at it one more time. Arms up, just the head nods, curl up, lift up. Now I can encourage the position by pulling her hips together here, and then as she goes out, I can get head in, let's come back in. She goes, oh, this is so hard. So keeping that head in, she takes a blind step. And then the head starts to come out in line, and finally it's there. I can have my hands right here to assist her as she bends her elbows. And if she gets into trouble or starts to sag, I'm right here to lift her up. I can take my elbow, put it on her head. As she bends her elbows and comes up, she stays on me. If she's popping in the ribs, I might come here. If the knees and the glutes aren't on, I can put a hand on the back of the thighs and have her activate up here. Now to come back in again, she's going to curl the head in, and this is round, and I want you to get rounder, so try to put your nose on your navel as you come in. Put your nose on your navel more, and then both hands come together. And on the last rep, maybe she wants an elephant stretch, and I can let her have a little moment of stretching here. And then again, to come up, she looks at her feet, she curls up, the pelvis comes around, and then sequentially, everything comes up. And if this is her last rep, she can open her arms like a fine bottle of wine, and we're ready to move on. Now, this is tough, isn't it? So, signs of readiness. If your student can't do leg pull front, don't introduce us. We want to make sure that they have that exercise and the ability to stabilize properly through the shoulders and the pelvis. Building blocks for this exercise might include just rolling down and coming up, just building that pattern so that they learn how to do basically the roll up from a stand. It might include going out, Keep the head in, walk out 1, 2, 3, and they might just hold the position here. Hold, hold, hold. Maybe a little tiny bend of the elbows and a lift. And curl in, come in, and walk in. Get rounder, rounder, rounder. And curl all the way up. Pull the pelvis down as you go up. I want to show you one more thing. Go ahead and come off the reformer, Emily. Sometimes we get really tight students. And the problem with the tight student is that they can't get to the floor. And so we can put a short box there for them, or we could even just use the end of the reformer. So Emily can round down, put her hands on the reformer, and she can walk back 3 steps with her feet. 1, 2, 3. She can do her push-ups here. And again, this is an easier push-up because she's at an incline position. She finishes her push-up, she goes in, she walks her feet in. 1, 2, 3, and she rolls up. As she gets more flexible and stronger, then I can lower the surface that she's working from, so pretty soon she's on the mat. Go ahead and come up again, Emily. I want to talk about one last thing, and that's the push-ups from the knees. Students get very attached to this. Once you introduce the knee work, they think they can't do a real push-up, and you've got to be really careful that that doesn't become a crutch. So we just gave you some good other blocks, but occasionally you might find a need for the push-ups from the knees. And I'd like to show you something that's a little out of the ordinary here. So it starts the same way. She curls over. She walks out 1, 2, 3. Most students can lower to the floor. She goes down and, get those knees up. Lowers in one piece, all the way down. Then she bends her knees and she presses up. She extends the legs out, lowers to the floor, building the eccentric strength. Bend the knees and press up. Straighten the legs out, curl in, walk in 3, 2, 1, and roll all the way up. So that's a little different twist on working from the knees, and it is one that will build strength pretty quickly. So again, as she comes up from her last repetition, hopefully she's feeling long, strong, and invigorated by the work. She turns her palms and tries to pull herself out of the water, creating better, better, better posture. She can bring her arms around to the front if she likes and take a final balance. Hold, hold, hold. Come down and lower your arms. And that concludes level 1 mat.